Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us at the DAX Open. My name is Russell Shaw, Senior Market Specialist at FXCM. My email address is rshaw@fxcm.com, and today is Friday, the 5th of November, 2021. Just going to bring up our high-risk investment warning. I'm going to keep this on screen for a few moments. What I'll do in the interim, I'm just going to pop the link in for today's non-farm payroll live trade, if you'd like to join me for that. It's in the chat now. And I just want to say that the US Open will resume next week. I'm begging your pardon. We're just working on expanding our written content, and we're building an insights website, and we're just concentrating on getting some quality articles out there. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. But the US Open hopefully starts up again next week. We will have, of course, the live non-farm payroll chat, and I beg your pardon, the live non-farm payroll trade. Our market commentaries disclaimer. I'm going to just keep this on screen for a few moments. Good morning, Zanetta. Nice to have you on the webinar as always. And here is our references. All right, let's take a look and see what's happening on the DAX side. This is our weekly triple moving average system, and we've got a nice bullish stack here with a short-term green exponential moving average is on top of an intermediate orange exponential moving average, and the orange is on top of that longer term red exponential moving average, and we're looking for this angle and separation to develop. Okay, if we get this angle and separation to develop, it's indicative of trendiness, of trend, right? The moving averages are terrific when there's a trend. If there's no trend, they're going to give us false signals, and we of course don't know whether there's a trend until after the fact. If there is going to be a trend here, right at the beginning, we've just got the bullish stack lining up. So we just want to make sure that those that formation, green on top of orange, orange on top of red, maintains, and then we should be having some sort of bullishness. And the idea here is that we want this fan, that we want the EMAs to fan out, get the price moving, drag the moving averages with them in a bullish formation. I just want to go through to the weekly chart over here, which just gives us a slightly different perspective. The London Open Shadrack's been announced it last week, and I sent out a cancellation. You should have got the cancellation email. So we're no longer having the London Open. It's, you know, the idea here is to at the moment build up a very distinct online presence. Webinars are going to be a factor. I've just got to think how to consolidate everything that works for everyone. But at the moment, we're doing this week. I've concentrated on DAX Open. I haven't been able to get to the US Open, and those will start again next week. Here is the stochastic. Okay, so the stochastic now has rolled and turned upwards, and the idea is to get to this 80 level, and of course we want to stick around in that 80 level now. So that's the one perspective. We watch the stochastic. We want the stochastic to head to the 80 level, and we want the EMAs to show that angle and separation, that fan effect. Let's just go through some of the news that we're going to have to deal with today. It's an important day, and non-farm payrolls. Okay, so that's the big calendar event for today. The dollar has been fairly strong after the Fed announcement on Wednesday. So that's sort of hurdle number one. Today's hurdle number two. So we'll see how the dollar looks after non-farm payroll. Yesterday, the Bank of England really surprised the market by holding their interest rates at 0.1. The US Federal Reserve effectively said they're going to start their tapering. So those were the sort of factors that really drove the dollar. If you looked at how the dollar reacted after the Bank of England, it flew. And I just wonder if the Bank of England announcement, I mean, we saw cable drop like a stone. We saw gilts, money fly into gilts, driving prices up, driving yields down. And I just wonder if that was just a catalyst to set the dollar off, because the timing was pretty spot on there. Shares in the Asia Pacific were mostly lower overnight, and stateside stock futures little changed in early pre-market trading. We're going to see earnings today from British Airways' parent, IAG, Germany's Unipay, and Spain's Amadeus. Okay, they should have actually come out. They're due to report before the bell, but we'll just see. I haven't seen the headlines yet. In other corporate news, UBS is set to ditch the rank of Group Managing Director as CEO Ralph Hammers looks to streamline the Swiss lenders' management hierarchy. On the data front, October's construction PMI reading coming up from Germany, France, Italy, and can expect those today. Hey, Indra, nice to have you on the webinar. All right, let's just take a look at the dailies here. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Fully understood. All right. All right, so we've got the moving averages now moving in the right direction. We've got price sitting in zone 1. That's bullish, and we've got the stochastic sitting in the 80 area. That's bullish. We don't have any signs of froth on the DAX. Just to point out, we do have signs of froth though on the US markets. If you just take a look at NASDAQ, just for one, we're very overbought there. Okay, take a look at the S&P. Very overbought there. So there could be some contagion if there is a normalization on the US side of the Atlantic. Let's just go back to the DAX. All right, and we'll go through to the hourly here. All right, so the dip over here not really materializing into much. Let's just go back to the daily for a moment. What we have here is some red in an uptrend. So that to me is intriguing. We want to see if this red is exploitable, right? In other words, is this a dip? Is this a dip in an uptrend? And well, 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2. Here looks to be the next part of the rhythm. Okay, so S1 now looks as a key level that we want to see. I'm just waiting for that to. We want to see if the support holds at that S1 level. It looks like a key level. And what we'll do is we'll just put this over here. And you can see that the S1 level has had signs of interest before, some resistance here, turned support there. I wonder if it's going to be support here. We're going to keep an eye. That would be what we call the principle of polarity. Remember, we don't want to predict, right? We want to react. So we're going to look to see if the moving averages cross bullishly here, that would be trigger 1. We want to see the stochastic crosses bullish there, that would be trigger 2. And even if we get those triggers, the probability of a successful trade will increase remarkably if the stochastic makes its way towards 80 and then holds the 80 level. If we get the triggers, but we don't get any cooperation from the momentum via stochastic, unfortunately, then it's going to be a tough trade in terms of getting the lift off. So let's watch how the market opens. So the cash open is in the next 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes. We'll see if there's a cross. We'll see if there's a cross here, and then just keep an eye on the movement towards the 80 level. All right. If there's any questions, please type those through now. Just remember my email address, so you can definitely email me, and I would just say that open invitation to you emailing me, fxcm.com, with any questions, and understand the webinars sort of are being cut back. So I think you utilize the email there. All right. No questions coming in, so let's conclude at this point. Please join me for the NFP live trade, and look forward to speaking with you guys there. Thanks very much.